Hey, welcome to the WordPress news this week. There's lots to get into this week, starting with Elementor's pricing increases, the WordPress community's response, and none other than Matt Mullenweg chiming in with his thoughts. Next up, we have a big player in the WordPress software space taking a notable investment in a relatively unheard of bookings plugin. And finally, a plugin with more than 1 million active installs has a vulnerability disclosed by WP Scan. Could you be running this plugin? There's lots to get into this week, but make sure you stay around till the end, where we get into a couple news quick hits that you might have missed, such as, just at the time of this recording, Matt Mullenweg posting in WordPress Meta Slack about possible changes or ideas around the WordPress plugin notices and guidelines around it. It's been a really active week in the WordPress news world, so let's get into it. Here we are on the Elementor blog looking at the official announcement about their upcoming price changes on December 4th, 2023. So that's coming up right after Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And essentially the Elementor Pro Essential subscription plan will be modified. If you scroll down, you can see all the information, and they lead with what this means for you. So essentially, if you are a current Essential plan holder, existing plan holders will be grandfathered in. They'll get all those same features. We'll take a look at the pricing in a second. But what's changing is that some new features you might not receive. So that's key. We don't know what those new features are. They don't really describe that. But what if something really cool comes out on the roadmap down the line? You know, lots of things change in WordPress, especially. So that essentially means it's sort of grandfathering you in, but not entirely. So why are they changing their plans? It's the usual, like, look at all our roadmap and our we need to continue innovating and all that. I'm sure there's some truth in that, but let's be real. You know, there's a need for revenue, especially right now with inflation. They're, in my opinion, really undercharging for a lot of their great features. And if you look at what the new plans coming out are, here's essentially the new Essential subscribers, the legacies. These are the unchanged ones. So these legacy ones will get all these all these new features here, minus the team collab, which they never got before. But the e-commerce ones in the new Essentials plan, they won't receive these third-party integrations, as well as some dynamic content ACF. That's like a critical plugin. And then form integrations, form submissions. So if you're going to be using this and wanting to pay that low amount for a single site, you're not going to get things like custom code, custom CSS, and all that. Maybe it's fine for brochure sites and small sites like that, but just be aware of that moving forward. A quick look at their current pricing. First of all, they're pushing people to hosting first and primarily from the recent acquisition of that hosting company, Stratic. Great host, by the way. But here's the existing plan, $59 a year. That's going to be now future changes. So to their credit, they have this modal pop-up. They're getting people aware of this. I saw this news first on in the admin bar. And essentially, Nazar Hostop posted this on the morning of the announcement, and lots of comments came in. Typical comments you'd expect from some community members where they're shilling for other products and page builders. You know, the unconstructive ones, glad I got this for 1,000 sites. But there are some constructive and thoughtful comments in here. As well, David McCann, who is the admin of Dynamic WordPress and the admin bar, cross-posted this into Dynamic WordPress. This got 52 comments. Very similar conversations going on. Matt Mullenweg even chimed in on Twitter. As Gutenberg gets more capable, non-Gutenberg site builders will likely need to continue raising their prices to maintain churn, revenue churn, and of course higher customer churn, fewer users. And he's saying, you know, Gutenberg's getting better, and it's starting to now combat some of these page builders back and bring this more natively into WordPress. So you know, the ones that are going to win, he goes on saying, are the ones that are playing ball with Gutenberg. It's kind of a hot take. I'm not sure if I 100% agree with it. There's probably some truth behind this. But you can see this conversation starting to pick up a little bit here. And then Jamie Marsland also posted this in the WordPress Gutenberg Facebook group. So lots of conversation has been spurred around this in the WordPress world. Check out the various links in the description below. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, so LatePoint, this is a really polished booking solution for WordPress. Just check out the demo. I'll show you here in a second, but Sujay, who runs Brainstorm Force, invested in this product, and from my knowledge, they took a stakeholder ownership amount or percentage in the product, and for good reason. I mean, if you want to read the details, it goes into what is LatePoint, some nice images here. There's also a great article on the Tavern where he's quoted as going into a bit of the description about that. But what is LatePoint? So LatePoint is a really powerful, or polished, I should say, booking solution. They tout it as powerful, and they're working on some more powerful features like recurring bookings. There are some things that are kind of missing right now, as well as paying for bookings. I've talked with Adam Preiser, who runs a lot of the products and helps market them and helps with the roadmap and a lot of the customer outreach with it, and he's assured me this is coming. But just check out this demo. Look how everything slides into place. This playground is really neat on how you can basically select different services. Just look how everything slides in when you hover. You can select different agents. Even the bookings through here are just so pleasant to work with. You want to complete your booking. It makes you love the experience. And as far as I know, the backend is very powerful as well. So this news was announced on the blog for Astra, which is one of their wildly popular products. It's one of the top themes in WordPress. So for good reason, they posted on here to get a lot of eyes on it. But head over to the SureCrafted community, and I just did a search here on LatePoint, and you can see gobs and gobs of content here just being pumped out by Adam, by the community. I even saw this new honest review going through. Granted, this is kind of biased because there is an affiliate link in there. But they also launched this ideas.latepoint, which is a great new feature request. Look at this, all the features coming in. Here's where I was talking about event bookings. They're going to integrate it with SureCart, which they also run. SureTriggers. There's other third-party integrations coming. So Brainstorm is bringing their whole force behind this, it seems. Adam and Sujay, they know what they're doing. It's already a great product. The developer, shout out to him, is from San Diego. I'm from San Diego. I don't know if he's from San Diego. I got a brief chance to meet him at WordCamp US. Seems like a really good guy. Knows what he's doing. Was traditionally sold on Code Canyon for a long time. It's time to grow up and make this product what it can be. And what better partners than Brainstorm Force to do it. So check it out. Definitely play around with it. It looks like they're still running a lifetime deal on it. If I can see, limited time offer, get lifetime deal. Seems to end pretty soon, but Black Friday's coming up, so if you're interested, check that out. At least play with it. And so what does this mean for other plugins like Amelia bookings and then Simply Schedule appointments? Well, what it means is they've got a powerful new competitor. I guess it's not really new. It's been around for a while. They say they have 21,000 active customers right now. Look at all this. This just it's candy for my eyes, and when I play with it, I immediately know good user interfaces, new and user experiences. I remember sharing this with my team and being like, "This is how we're going to level up." Stuff like this, and I'm really excited to watch this product. As WordPress site admins, we know that the security of our WordPress websites is of the utmost importance, and that we really need to pay attention to security vulnerabilities that might be potentially running on our website. If you're running the plugin WP Fastest Cache, make sure you update to version 1.2.2 because there's a pretty severe 8.6 severity that may allow unauthenticated attackers to read the full contents of the WordPress database using a time-based blind SQL injection payload. Well, that's a mouthful, but it does sound pretty severe, doesn't it? You can read all about it. There's going to be a proof of concept for this vulnerability released by WP Scan on November 27th at the end of this month. Shout out to Alex Sanford for first discovering this. He's the security research behind it. Good on WP Fastest Cache for updating this in a timely manner. It looks like 4 days ago they patched it. And yeah, I have never really heard about this plugin too much. It does look like a contender. Some of their design is not really up my alley, let's be honest here. But one thing I would have liked to see, especially is, well, first of all, a nicer looking blog. This is what I think 2014 or 15 theme. But anyways, they don't really announce it at all on their blog. Their blog's kind of outdated. It would be nice for them to disclose this to the public and to their audience. But anyways, good on that. Make sure you update this plugin. Because it is patched and it is fixed. And shout out again to WP Scan for finding this, announcing it, and working with the author to fix it. If you're not using ChatGPT in your development workflow or you're in your business, you're already behind. And there's so much power behind ChatGPT, especially now with their latest update, Fusion. Now you can train your own GPTs, and several community members have done that based on the WordPress documentation, the codex, and for instance here, the block editor assistance. This is trained on the block editor handbook, and it provides you some sample questions here. And what you can do is just type in, how do I add Ajax to a block? And it's going to walk you through much faster than searching through the documentation, finding the answer, going to another place. And it's really a big benefit to the WordPress community to use this. Now note, you will need a premium ChatGPT account to start using this, but I think it's well worth the amount. It's not hundreds of dollars a month. And what you get here is basically a step-by-step guide. It is a little bit slow on the output because I believe it's using the ChatGPT 4 engine behind the scenes to run this, but the answers you're going to get are going to be much more tailored to what you're looking for. So check out this one. This one is by David Dwyer, I believe. Link in the description below. And then I also saw this one, ChatWP, which is trained on all the official documentation. So how do I add a new post in WordPress? Can you explain WordPress user roles for me? These are some basic questions that it'll ask. We all know the power of ChatGPT, and if you don't, get on it, because that's absolutely what you want to be using in your daily workflows. Next up, we have the WP Forms. And these launched back in September, and I was hopeful that these would take off. But unfortunately, checking in back on mid-November now, and you see they really haven't taken off. And I don't know what's going on with this. They probably need to rethink how this is being created or how this is being managed or admin. Is it a technology issue? Is it a community issue? Has the community moved on to Slack? Could they have more success if they use Discord or Discourse, I believe it's called, which is a much more user-friendly and modern approach. This is using the old, what is it called, BB Press or BB Forms, I forget the form software. But yeah, I wish this would taken off better. I tried to post a couple times, and it's basically a ghost town now. So I think the WP Tavern might need to rethink this. I'm not on the podcast page. I'm on the forums page, by the way. Finally, Black Friday is coming up. I've not seen a better list than the WP Weekly. Keep in mind, people are paying for these spots. They're trying to sell them. But hey, if you're looking for some great deals, you can see 50% off Gravity Forms. Our plugins are in here for Give and other things like that. Some are TBA. It shows you the exact dates of the sales. This is going through Cyber Monday. So if you want a great resource on what deals to be had and snagged, definitely check out the WP Weekly Black Friday. Link in the description below. Finally, closing this out, I noticed on WordPress Make Slack that Matt Mullenweg posted a pretty big question here, or posed a big question. What's the best place to discuss plugin guidelines? Considering one where notices can only be added to plugins' own pages as a way to combat the notification spam issue. Now, I don't know if that's the best way to go about this. Like, how about a notification center where strict guidelines around that, on the priority of those notifications, set a time limit for plugins to play to be compatible with it, and then start enforcing those guidelines post a time span, let's say 12 months, right? That will quickly separate the plugins that really care about a good user experience. It will help combat this notification spam. But I don't know if this is the best way to go about it. This is a relatively older post. I believe he's in Germany right now for the automatic meetup or whatever it is. I saw a fireside chat going on today. But these are big questions being had, and can we be a little bit better about this? I don't know. But if this just gets pushed through, there's some big implications for this if you really think about this. Hey, thanks for tuning in this week. If you like what you saw, consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing below. Next week's Thanksgiving here in the States, and then Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up. I might not do a video next week, but I'll be sure to be back the week after. So subscribe below and follow me on Twitter @interwebs for all the latest WordPress news updates and helpful insights. See you then. Bye.